Besides this is obviously going to be. If you want to know what really happened, you need to watch this. This is the only place you're going to get this type of interview or
I don't really know what this is, but I didn't do it. I'm innocent, Judge. I'm not guilty. I'm innocent.
We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, find the defendant Matthew L. Moore not guilty of murder as he stands charged in count 1 of the indictment.
Yo, how are we doing? Welcome back to those of you from the Krieger trial. Thank you for that earlier on. What a complete bullshit trial that is at the minute. But hello to you all. Welcome, everybody. Hello to some of you in chat here. Don't worry, we got the guests in the background. I know you're here for them, not me. It's all good. It's all good. I'm here. I don't know why I'm here, just to host it, I suppose. But let's get through some of these first of all. Mexi Texi, as always, look ahead. If you want to join the alternate corner community, please do so. You got visit the members tab. Show love, PayPal, buy me coffee. Know that my alternate channel with my twin brother, our sports channel. If you want to go and subscribe to that, happy days. Yeah, main thing is please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That would be awesome if you can do that and offer that support. That's great. We'll be posting the links of my guests. They're already in the background anyway, but before we get into it, I'm just going to go through some of these chats. See, thanks for coming from Krieger. Elsie's from Kitsap, where we're studying a quadruple murder trial. And we're on day 37, and it's a fucking nightmare. But anyway, Karen reads like 8th grade math teacher levels of hot. Jonathan, thanks, mate. Suzanne, hello, my lovely. Thanks, Suzanne. Lovely to see you. Thanks for being here. Sarah P, how are you doing, my darling? Hey, everyone. Colleen, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Ruby. Tracy, there's a lot of new names here. As I say, you're not here for me, guys. I know what you're here for. It's all good. But I really appreciate you coming in. Liz, hello. Lovely to see you. Yeah, please hit the likes. And Digger, how are we doing, my darling? Hope you're well. Erin Hack, how are we doing? Scott, you weren't with us today. Suzanne. Hey, Scott. Hey, Josie. Hey, Tracy. Benjamin Scott, you're everywhere. You all seem everywhere. Look, so first of all, sorry about my accent. I'll try and speak slowly. It takes, no joke, people watch me on replay because of my accent, so they can have subtitles. So I get it. And I got the feedback last time. I get it. I'll try and slow down a little bit. But anyway, who cares about me? Who cares about that? We love your accent. Ride and die. That's my ride and die, Josie. Right. We got resistant to silence. So I didn't know any of these guys. We were introduced because I think mutual people knew us. I asked and reached out and said, I want to get someone from Boston. Who can we get on this channel to tell us a little bit more about Karen Reid and tell us a little bit more about Turtleboy? And these guys stepped up, and I'm so glad they did. So welcome to Paul, Tracy, and Dana. How are we doing, guys?
Hey,
nice
Dylan, how you doing? Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. My pleasure to have you here. I appreciate it because obviously there's been a lot going on today. I don't have my free Karen Reid stuff yet, but they're sorting me out. I'm trying to get my free Karen Reid gear, but not had it yet. So I can't wear that at the minute, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I do really appreciate it because we spoke briefly in the background. This is new to some of us, especially in the UK. This is a new case we're trying to cover. Even for my members, a lot of them are from America, and all I do is cover trials. I don't have any, we try and cover justice. We try and cover people that we think that, well, essentially for me, Karen Reid, for instance, I don't believe she should have been arrested. I don't think she should be in the position she is now. Simple as that. But we'll get into that bit anyway. So that's why my members reached out and wanted to discuss more. They know I'm impartial. They know I'm very down the middle. Call a spade a spade. If I think she's guilty, if I thought she was guilty or any implications guilty, I wouldn't cover her, because there's so many other cases out there that would cover that. There's injustice at the minute, but this is definitely one that you can see the injustice. But before we get there, let's not jump all the way there yet. But that's basically a little bit about me. I cover trials. We watch them. We're covering one at the minute in Kitsap in Seattle. It's a quadruple murder trial. So we're very invested. We got a bunch of great guys in chat that are also very invested. But it's enough about me. Who gives a fuck about me? Right. A lot of people.
We're all important.
And a lot,
Yes, that's right.
yes. Let's go with that one. But obviously, there's a lot of people in chat that are your supporters. They know you anyway. But there will be people either watching a replay, or there's a lot of people here from my membership that don't know about you guys. Now, I've done some research and got to know what you do. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. What are you about? Where are you from, first of all? And then what's all this about? What's the movement about, essentially?
Want to go first, Tracy and Dana?
Sure, I'll go. We, the three of us, well, we just met Paul about 6 months ago. We were both interested in the case. We met through mutual friends. Dana and I have been together for about 8 years. So we joined forces with Paul because we were, again, very interested in this case. We knew there was, we live in Massachusetts, in the south shore of Massachusetts, and we know how corrupt Massachusetts is and has been for years. So when this case came up, we knew that it didn't make sense, and we all wanted to know a little bit more about it. And when Turtleboy, Aiden Carney, actually did his first report on it, he hasn't stopped since. It's been his passion. It's been his goal to exonerate Karen Reed. He's gone through lengths. I mean, right now he's in jail because they want to shut him up. He got that deep into it, and he found out so many things that were done wrong, that were purposely done wrong, the corruption. He just unveiled all of it. So he's very passionate about it, and we can't wait for him to actually get out of jail so he can help us with this cause. But the three of us actually, the reason we're together is because we coordinate some of the protests, some of the standouts that we have. And it's just, we were on so many different Facebook pages getting our messages out there, when will this be, what time, where should we meet, that kind of thing. So we decided to just kind of have our own separate YouTube channel to just focus on that, where we have so many awesome people talking about this case, all the YouTubers and the creators. But we just talk about when and where and, how to be. So we're all about the, First Amendment and sticking up for those who can't speak right now. And I think that's about it.
That was good. Yeah. I sort of tried to make sure I tell everybody we are the farthest thing from our court experts.
Yeah.
We follow it. Trust me, we follow it. But we're the farthest thing from experts. We, like Tracy said, we got into this. We met at a standout on top of a highway, and it has snowballed into this.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you're on or any of your followers are on it. We have this justice page with 27,000 people on it. So you go in at 8 o'clock in the morning and you post that we're going to do a standout in Weymouth at 4 o'clock. Yeah. Well, if you don't sign on until noontime, you're never going to see that post because there's so many posts flying. So we thought, like Tracy said, we thought we'd put together this channel, an informational channel. We do some great videos. Tracy has become a great publisher, producer, editor, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know about that, Dylan. I don't know.
So we play some videos, and we just we talk online and what we did last week, what we're doing this week, And I like to say this, and I was talking to someone else the other day too. So when Aiden, we call him Turtleboy, we call him Aiden, whatever you want. You call him Daddy if you want. I'm not calling him Daddy. But he started this. He's the one that started this movement, and it got to a point where were trying to shut him up, and he couldn't organize these protests anymore. Otherwise, he was going to jail. So we sort of just fell into this, and he has always said, he always said, "Listen, if I die tomorrow, this movement will still keep going," and it has. But we still need him, and we're waiting for him to come back. We're not here to take over. We're here just to help things go along until Turtleboy comes back and we all work together again, So, that's what we do.
We try to stay loud. We try to keep going. We get bigger and bigger as we go.
And we try to do it respectfully.
Yep.
No, that's cool. I mean, that's good. The one thing, though, I will ask you, right? How the hell do you say Massachusetts?
That's it.
How the hell do you say Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. I just go New England, Patriots land. Patriots land. It's easy for me to say that. Jesus,
Just say Boston.
Don't say Massachusetts Boston. Too much. You'll end up on Twitter with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't say that. Oh, Jesus. Everyone so far has been very kind in chat as well. Everyone's loving you guys. Don't love your accent. My dad's family's from Wales. Mum is from England. Won't keep that away from me, KMM. Brilliant. You talked about your Facebook groups and stuff like that. I'll tell you why I know about it. I don't believe I'm in it. I'm not sure, but I'm not a big Facebook guy. But I'll tell you who is a big Facebook guy, and it's this woman here, Erin Hack. Now, she keeps me in touch with everything. Everything that goes on, I know about because she tells me. So she knows all about you, all about everything about Karen Reid. She's been on my back for ages about this and all that. But yeah, all your groups, she does know about them. Your link for your YouTube channel is in the description box. We will share it. Here we are. They've done it already. Also, in the YouTube link, if you go into it, guys, there's loads of links as well to the Facebook groups, to the donation pages and stuff like that. So please take time to go and visit all that. There were some questions here for me about how people try to silence you. Yeah, I mean, people try to silence me all the time. I'm a horrible whatever. I mean, I say some crude stuff and people try and silence me and cut me off. It's whatever. I say to the guys, we want to try to be positive with this at the end of the day today, because I don't want to draw attention to the trolls and stuff like that. They can say what they want. This platform is all about Karen Reid. Yes, we're going to discuss Turtleboy and hatred for Turtleboy maybe, but who cares? At the end of the day, he's done some good stuff. We'll highlight some of that stuff. Hate. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. We'll still be alive tomorrow, so we'll still keep battling for Karen Reid. So it's all good. If there are questions, guys, I'll try and keep the questions on the chat. I do try and show them, but I'm not going to be able to show all of these things. But don't think I've been rude to you, chat. If I miss anything, I'm not. I'm just, obviously when chats go in. How regional is Dylan's accent? Although it's Welsh, so I'm in Wales. So this is my. Also, it's fun fact. This is my second language. I never speak English. Welsh is my first language, so I only speak English when I'm streaming. I never speak English except my family, my friends. It's all Welsh. So, yeah. So I think in Welsh. So I have to translate in my head everything I'm speaking about. I have to translate in my head quickly to bring it out in English.
Wow.
Weird facts.
That's exhausting.
I can barely speak English.
I was going to say the same thing.
No. So I thought we'd start. Obviously, this was supposed to be about Turtleboy first and foremost, and you've touched upon you guys linked to Turtleboy, but it'd be remiss of me to not discuss what you guys have been up to today, because obviously you were in Canton today. You were down there. Tell us about that. What happened today? Because most people know, but still, it'd be nice to discuss about what you guys did in the lead up to Karen's hearing and what happened in Karen's hearing, basically.
So today, Karen Reid had a hearing. It was supposed to be a pre-trial hearing, and just a little backstory on it. A few days ago, actually, it might even have been a week ago now, that the defense and the prosecution requested a continuance because the U.S. attorney wasn't coming up with the information in time, and they needed more time to process this information. So they requested the continuance, but the judge never even acknowledged it. So we actually didn't know until about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock yesterday that they were actually going to have a hearing today.
Mhm.
So after we got the go ahead that they were having the hearing, we do what we do. And we started broadcasting it everywhere, making sure we get people there. We're there at 12 o'clock today. I counted about 110 people at one point, which is pretty good for last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for a lot of people assumed, because most judges, when both parties ask for continuance, they usually grant it.
Yeah.
So most people canceled their day off and went to work. So it was pretty good. As far as the hearing went today, it was a quick hearing. Actually, a little longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be even
I thought
quicker.
we'd be in and out of that. But
So basically what she did, what happened today is she went over their motions about why they needed a continuance. That's basically what it was. The first thing was, and they talked about the TUI process. For those people that I don't know too much about it, but it's a process that the United States attorneys have to go through to release information on the case that they're working on. And David Yannetti today announced that as of 8 o'clock last night, they received an email. Both parties received an email from the attorney's office that they are pretty much ready to go within a day or two. Just need to cross some T's and dot some I's and have people sign some things and get the federal judge to grant it to make sure it's okay. And it was very adamant he could have it ready in a day or two. So that was big news. None of us knew that going into today. So to me, that was the biggest news of the day. What else did they go over? They had the canine DNA, and that was sort of like this is my opinion. I am not a expert on it. It was like the defense didn't even care about it.
they didn't care.
Yeah.
They
They
didn't
just
care.
like, forget
They
it.
just forget it, move
Yeah.
on.
They've just been trying so hard to get all of this evidence handed over to them. And at this point, at the end of the day, it might not even matter. They're saying that they didn't even get a sample. So, I mean, they literally just kind of washed their hands of it. We all know what happened. You know, apparently there's other evidence that at this point, the dog doesn't even matter. That's my personal opinion. I'm not.
I'm with you on that. But anytime I talk to a naysayer that doesn't know anything about it, and I show them a picture of John's arm,
yeah,
the first thing they say is, "That's a dog bite."
yes, we
So-
all know. Yeah, exactly. We all know it was a dog bite. I mean, for people that aren't familiar with the case, yeah, exactly. All you have to do is show those autopsy as gruesome. You know, you don't want to walk up to someone and say, "Hey, look at this." But you don't want to do that. But it's obvious. It's obvious that he wasn't killed the way they're saying he was killed.
Somebody in the comments said that a Commonwealth won that one. What a lot of people don't realize, and Dana and Tracy can correct me if I'm wrong, the DNA swabs or DNA from John's arm went missing.
Right. They went missing.
Okay.
All they had was some swabs from some clothes, nothing from his arm.
Right.
So they won it, but
yeah,
at this point, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Along with a lot of other evidence that is missing. That's among one of them.
So that was
That's
the next thing that they talked about too. About this is how the whole case has gone. So they're looking for some Verizon records, telephone records from Jen McCabe, Michael Proctor, and so on November 25th or 26th, right around there, they they submitted an order to get the telephone records. Well, actually, before that, the Commonwealth received those records on November 25th. They didn't turn over the records until January 25th, and they're the wrong person's information. But the biggest key for me to that is that they held on to it for 2 months.
Yeah.
Before turning over, and that's been the key. We're over 2 years into this now, and they still haven't turned over all the discovery.
So that's a good point. So I streamed it during lunch break. The actual is about 16 minutes. I streamed it, and I had to stop it a couple of times. And one of the questions I had was, is the court like? And I'm not saying this as a fact. I'm not. I'm just my own thought process. I was saying out loud. I'm not one way or the other saying the court's being corrupt here. I'm just in my mind was like, why, if they've got the wrong info and they've known since November, have they not done anything about it? That detailed Verizon stuff, and why the judge was saying about the clerk was supposed to sort it out, but they still haven't sorted it out. And in my mind, well, we're like a month away from a potential trial. How are we here? Why are we here? Why? This is just should be an absolute continuance. But the judge doesn't want the continuance. It doesn't seem to me. I don't think she cares. If that comes across wrong, I don't know. But to me, it just seemed she didn't really care that the defense don't have all the information, or that they had the wrong information. I didn't feel like she really cared about it. I just thought she was like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. And that's my own personal opinions. I just don't think that you can have the wrong data since November and still not do anything about it. It just sounds sus to me. And again, I'm not saying the court is corrupt. I'm just saying that's not right. We live in a world where the judicial system leads everything. And the fact that you leave any sort of doubt like that, already I'm not going, well, I mean, before today, I thought there's some corruption here. But now I'm like, bloody hell, how deep does this go, this corruption? So, and I hate to say that because we shouldn't be thinking like that. But that's how I was thinking today.
You're not that far off.
No, and that's exactly what we have on these Facebook pages. There's 27,000 people on one page alone, and that's the thought process that everybody has. It's unfortunate, and we shouldn't have that type of a thought process, but that is where we're at now, and that's why we're all here doing what we do. We bring the information to the group and try to organize protests, but it takes an army. Everybody's doing their part, and it's unfortunate that it has come to this, but it's been going on for a long time too. So we're just voicing up now, I guess. Maybe a little, hopefully not too late. we need to make a statement here. So
before we carry on, Tom CPU, I saw it come in. People were like, Tom CPU. I was like, okay. So, hi everyone. Huge props to Tracy, Dana, and Paul. Awesome job today, Dana. Sorry about the scrum after.
Yeah, we're gonna bypass that.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep it positive.
We love you.
Well, I'll say, so as someone that covers a lot of islands, this isn't something new. It's unfortunate because I've been covering so many injustice trials. Most recently, we've got, like, I know some of my crowd know about Zachary Anderson, the guy in Wisconsin. He was accused of murder. He was sent to prison for murder. They never found the body. They never linked him properly to it. They said there was DNA all over his van. There was no DNA in his van. There was a lot of corruption that went on with the prosecution, which is why I'm livid about stuff like this. I get mad about stuff that is not legit. It's not straightforward. And if there's any question of any defendant going, like I see people saying already that Karen's guilty, I'm like, she's not guilty. I don't care what you think. She's not guilty. She's innocent. Once she gets to court, she is innocent. If she reaches court, that is, she's innocent unless proven guilty. Now, if there's loads of evidence that comes in we're not aware of, like, I'm first to be like, oh fuck, okay, I didn't know any of this stuff. If she's guilty, fine, but bloody prove it. I don't see anything yet to prove it, but you have to prove it. And all this nonsense that's going on at the minute about delays of stuff, defense not having stuff, some camera, the video of the library that's gone missing.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What's going? Like, those are key pieces of evidence that could exonerate it. So that's why I'm mad about this. This is one of the reasons I wanted to jump on this. I cover on Saturdays a guy called Matthew Moore. He was accused of killing his wife. And he was a big trial last year about a suicide, basically staged suicide murder that he was accused of. He was in prison. He was in jail for 15 months. sitting there, and they literally had no evidence. Before going to trial, the lead detective turned to his attorney and said, "You're going to make mincemeat to me on this trial because there's nothing here." The prosecution wanted to take it forward. They did. They put this guy's life in the balance. He's lost everything. He's lost all of his savings, all his money. He was retired. He had a good amount of money in the bank. He got inheritance from his mother who died. He had all this things going, looking forward. The condo he lived with his wife, lost it all. Everyone took everything away from him because he had to pay for an attorney. That's why I take things seriously. That's why I don't believe Karen should have been arrested, because the taillight alone shows me she should not have been arrested. That's why when people say about the rest of the case, I'm not interested in the rest of the case, because that alone tells me she's innocent. But we'll go into that. We'll go into that in a second. But that's why I get mad about people being very dismissive about, oh, let her have a day in court. Who cares? No, because this is going to wipe her out. It's going to cost her an absolute fortune to defend herself. And if you think that an innocent woman should be sat there when you haven't got the right kind of evidence, in my opinion, then what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? So the work that you guys are doing, showcasing this, absolutely applaud you, because we should be highlighting this stuff. We should be out there protesting and making sure that you're visible, because without you guys doing this, so again, we'll go into Turtleboy now in a bit, no one knows about Karen Reid. This is all wiped under the carpet, in my opinion, So that's how dangerous this judicial system is. There's corruption everywhere. It's not just with you guys there. It's everywhere. We need to call it out. Hold them accountable. And, fucking hell, let's bash it out. You know what I mean? That's why I'm on this case. You call me grifter, call me a fucking pig, call me whatever you want, a whore bag. I get fat shamed, ugly shamed, but call me whatever you want. I'm here for justice. I don't give a fuck. What do you have to say? So that's why I'm glad that you guys are on the same kind of basis. I can't do what you do because obviously you're out there on the ground. I'm not in Boston. Someone told me that I need to try some donuts, because when I go to Boston, go and eat some donuts. So I'll have to go try some donuts out there in Boston somewhere. But whatever. But also, this is completely different. See this with Scott. What happens if you protest a court in Wales? You get fucking arrested, basically. You don't get arrested, but you've got to be careful what you do. But the system in Wales doesn't allow this because it's all protected. Everything's protected beforehand. Media aren't involved. Social media doesn't get involved. Nothing. All evidence is presented in court in the UK. But that's still got its own problems, whatever. Anyway, we're going off on one here. I'm going off on a tangent here now that we don't need to go down, maybe. I don't know why I went down that road. I don't remember now.
No, it's good.
I want to jump on what you just said there, though, for a second.
Yeah. Jump on.
You said in Wales, if they protest in court, they get arrested or something happens. Well, in the United States, it's not supposed to be that way. But I don't know if you've read into this yet, or any of your membership has. We had 9 individuals that were protesting on a sidewalk, and they're still waiting for results of a magistrate hearing to see if they're being charged with a felony for witness intimidation for holding signs on a sidewalk. So that's how bad it's gotten here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be similar. I don't think with us you've got to organise it. As long as it's organised, protests are fine. So as long as it's peaceful, so I presume it'd be fine. What you guys do, I think, is fine. It'd be fine in Wales, but it'd have to be organised and it'd have to be mapped out and stuff like that. And there would be police there. As long as you're just keeping within your designated areas, you're fine. You can do whatever you want. That's fine. Outside of a courthouse, I've never seen it, so I don't know. But in normal terms, if you're protesting, as long as you do the right things, you're fine. But you guys all do that anyway. I've seen you be marked out and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we got. Does the chat have questions for? Oh shit! Yeah, sorry. I should have asked the chat if they've got questions. I don't think I'm avoiding you guys. I'm not. That's
okay.
I can't do things at once.
No.
But well, no, it's only Tracy here can do it. So if there are questions, if you guys catch the questions as well, just shout them out to us because I miss them all the time. So obviously we got that today. Then we had that happen today, and obviously a bit of a nothing burger. People are interpreting the rulings a little bit different. You got various people now. I've seen various people saying different things, that this was a massive win for the Commonwealth today, and I just don't really personally see it. And I mean, don't mean that from chat. I mean it in general. People are saying about it, but yeah, I don't understand what today was about. It was just essentially a nothing burger in my mind. Um, so, how was the protest though? In the sense of any problems, anything occurred, or did it all go smoothly for you guys?
I thought it went fantastic. When you put 110 people together in a little high pressure situation, sometimes some voices get raised here and there, and we just bypass that, because we literally promote being respectful. For example, they call them witnesses, we call them criminals that show up for the hearing. We stress to people to not interact with them. Why bother? To me, they're just like the trolls. You interact with them, and they feed on it. So, but I wanted real quick, for people who didn't watch the hearing today, if you want to get an idea of what this judge is, today's hearing was a quick hearing. If you listen to the judge talk to the defense, you'll get a good idea of what she's like. Very rude and condescending to the defense, and very happy and prosperous with the prosecutor. It's the best way to describe it. But today I thought went fantastic. Like I said in the beginning, we went with what? Less than 24-hour notice, pretty much.
Yeah. Paul and I were in the courtroom today, but Dana usually stays outside, so he can give you a better idea.
Yeah, we try to divide and conquer, so I'll typically stay outside. I actually went inside one time before when they did the Zoom call, so I didn't get the full effect, but it's definitely different being in the courtroom. But I don't know, I like to stay outside for listen to it, just to have another set of eyes on what's going on outside, because once everyone goes inside and the session starts, it doesn't end on the street. People are still out there. They're interacting. There's people driving by. There's support. People beeping and waving and showing their support. It's really amazing in the area to have, they call it such a divide, but it's really, I don't know. I mean, I think there's more positive vibes, passing by the courthouse than there are negative. So it's really, everybody out there is so peaceful. Like Tracy said, we met Paul 6 months ago, and we talk every day. We interact. We do this, every single day. Up until wee hours of the morning. Sometimes it's like, okay, wake up. It's time to, she and I obviously live together. She'll wake up in the middle of the night. Hey, what about this? So it's really never ending. It's all consuming, but it's so important. And that's the thing. And that's why so many people are involved right now. So, back to it, but outside the courthouse today, the support was amazing. When Karen arrived, I mean, it's just, cheers. And the fact that she is the defendant, people find that so odd. You see that on court TV where they're like, these people are cheering for, someone's, being convicted of murder, but that's not the case. Why are these people cheering for her? It's because she's innocent. She's factually innocent. So great people. I wouldn't have this any other way aside from everybody being free. Well, not everyone.
Not everyone. Careful what you wish for.
And just
I got you.
Just for the international audience, I don't know if you guys watch court TV from the United States over there. We're not paid for this.
You don't get paid.
They had a reporter go on there and saying we were getting paid for this.
Mate, I know. People think people accuse me of jumping on this for the gravy train. And I'm like, the what train? I mean, I make no money as well. It's like literally you make peanuts. It costs me more to stream than what you make from it, basically. I rely on generosity people that they do donate, but because they like my content. I don't stream for cases to make money. Some people were whinging about they lost money doing this case. They jumped the other side because Turtleboy ate them alive. So because of that, they lost money. Anyone that goes into any sort of case like this to make money, then don't follow them as content creators. Don't watch them. That's a totally wrong attitude to have.
Mm-hmm.
I cover cases my members want, not and fight for justice, not to make a quick buck. If I want to make a quick buck, I would have jumped on this back in April. Do you know what I mean? I'd be let's get on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, it's this is only my second stream on it because not second since I started being accused of riding the whole Karen Reed trail, because apparently I work for her PR team now, being paid by her. Whatever. Right? What the that Grant guy, he's got it in for me massively. And it's like, whatever, dude. Whatever. As I said to crudely, sorry to him, but his towel is cum towel. They don't like it. They don't like it. But that's an instance. You shouldn't say stuff like that because it gives them ammo, even though they say the exact same things. But they're double standards. But whatever. I try and ignore them, but it's hard sometimes to ignore them.
It is very difficult to ignore them.
You've got to.
What Court TV did say, though, right, is that all the protesters were getting paid. All the ones standing outside.
Yeah.
Yep. The signs were similar, so they must be paid for by the same person. Yeah. They're being manufactured.
That's insane.
You just said something there, right? This is a post, and I'm paraphrasing it. Oh, we're going down a route I did not think we're going down, right? But this is what the trial is about. This is what this stream is about. We just talk what we talk about. Not Court TV, but News Nation, right? Jennifer Coffindaffer made a post yesterday. She made a post about grifters and all this, and how she's always right and blah blah blah. And I posted away, Jen, you're the main fucking grifter out there. If you call us grifters, what the hell are you doing? Because she goes, I don't get paid, I don't get money. Well, you get exposure on News Nation, you get clicks on your channel, you get invited on. You're using people's names to rile people up. She doesn't understand that people with low-level IQs listen to her and believe her. It's like people can't think for themselves. She's a very dangerous woman. Absolutely, she's one of the most dangerous people on social media. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's lovely, but she's misleading people I'm not just here, but on other cases. She's misleading people, and she needs to be put in a place. But these thickos, whatever.
You're dead on about a grifter because she promotes, she's like the Karen Reed case. She jumped on that like anything. And you know what she did a couple of weeks ago, right? She started her own channel.
Did she? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
so I call her Quap and Douche, just so you know.
Yeah. She's one of those people. She's one of those people that her what's inside of her comes out into you. Like she's that person inside, so she has to reflect it on you. Like she has to accuse you of being that person. She's that crazy. Like it's like the Psych 101. That's just crazy. I don't know, the things that she comes out with. It's like, no, but you are. It's you. And she doesn't even see it. It's we try to ignore her.
She ignores it. She ignores, and you have to ignore it. There's so many people out there now. I had a content creator follow me, and when I made that comment to Grant about his cum towel, he said, "You're disgusting. You disgust me." All this. I was like, dude, it's a fucking joke. Do you watch The Office, in the British Office? Because if you obviously don't, because that's the kind of jokes that we sometimes make. Right. But anyway, it was a tongue-in-cheek comment because you guys. So another guy on their side basically made a comment about Turtleboy masturbating and stuff like that. I was like, cool. I mean, you can make that joke if you want. The same people were laughing at that joke, but oh my god, if you say something about them, they go off on one. So double standards, whatever. But that's the way they are. They just can't do it. But essentially, Coffindaffer is somebody that these people love. She made a statement for the Brian Kohlberger case. I know we're going to a different case here, but she made a massive statement about how Brian Kohlberger killed all these people, the 4 people, and it'll be proven because the FBI will get the car, and it doesn't matter how much he cleans that car, DNA will always be seen because FBI are the experts. Obviously, the car went in, they found it, took it in, found no DNA, found no blood, and found nothing. Then she spins a story then going, oh, he cleaned it so well. That it's like, what is it? Either there's no way you can clean it all out and they'll find everything, but then when they don't find it, it's like, oh, he cleaned it too well.
Yeah,
it's like, just stick to one story. stick to one fucking story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just sometimes say, "Oh, I'm wrong." Do you know what I mean? I was wrong, but they can't do it.
Yeah, they can't do it, and that's what it is. I think that like with Judge Cannoni, she's just going along with it, and she would never stop and say, you know what, this is bullshit. Let's just get out of here. Like let's just end this circus, because they will never turn around and say, no, we were wrong. Let's just stop this. They will take it as far as they possibly can in order to prove themselves right, and they're not right, so it's going to end badly for them.
Yeah. No, I does agree, and this is a good point. Sorry, Jonathan distracted me. I do talk to chat at 10. I do, when it's just me. And if I'm being respectful to the guests, is probably, but that's right. Look, chat. Don't feel like be disrespectful to you. I just can't do two things at once. I can't. If you've got an important question, I'm sure we'll catch it. Don't feel like I'm ignoring you. Tracy, Dana, Paul, if you see a question in there, shout out. We know. We'll do it together. Because at the minute, I'm stressing so much about the questions. Like, am I missing something here? Do you know what I mean? And then I can't focus. So, but welcome to everyone. There's loads of new people here. What are some of the highlights you want people to hear about the case? Okay, that's a good question. So, what are some of the highlights you want to point out to people, maybe?
About the case? Or about
the case. So, in terms of Karen, yeah.
I mean, you were talking earlier, and something was in my head, and it sort of went out the other side. But you were talking about you brought up the taillight. We brought up the dog bites, and we can go right back into Jen McCabe Googling at 2:27 in the morning, how's long to die in cold, when they didn't find John's body until 6 o'clock in the morning. The Commonwealth's own expert agrees with that. There's so many little highlights of that. It's just, you put them all together.
Sorry, Bob. I was just going to say, that's the very first thing that should have shut this down. That's when Aiden kind of got involved, when he saw that line. He said, this is ridiculous. This is way before they found the body. They're going to shut this down. And they went to court, or they had a hearing after that, and it just kept going. And he was like, whoa, something's bad here. So that's why he just kept going with it and going with it. I mean, right there alone. I mean, if you want any type of evidence that Karen didn't do this and she's being set up, there it is. I mean, they literally asked how long it takes for someone to die in the cold, and then they find a man dying in the cold. What more can you say?
Makes sense. Does make sense. That's a good point. So with that, let's go into that, right? But let's backstep it a second. We'll go into that, and let's touch briefly on the taillight then, because I think you start off with the taillight before you get to even that position, I think. But you're 100% right what you're saying. And before I go there, Renee, thank you very much for that. And also thank you to Cynthia for the buy me a coffee. She bought me 3 coffees. Thank you. 3 coffees, just as Officer John O'Keefe. Thank you very much, Cynthia. Appreciate you for that as well. So what you're discussing, I want to discuss what you're discussing, because you know that a lot more in depth than I do, if I'm being honest, that detail. So the questions I have, maybe you guys can help answer this. 2 weeks ago, I looked into the Karen Reid case really in depth, and I couldn't get over the taillight stuff. The taillight, I saw the taillight. Initially, I didn't see the bump, but I got mates with mechanics. I come from a family that know about cars and whatever. I'm not car savvy, but I showed stuff to them, and they were like, "Yeah, who cares if you bumped or not? It literally doesn't matter."
It doesn't matter.
It contacted. It's a little bit of a. It's going to be a crack. It has to be, because of the pressure. And they were going on about some pressures and all that. I was like, so basically saying to me, there could be a crack. Yeah. So anyway, driving away, then we saw the court TV video, and I'm like, well, that's fully intact. That's fully intact. But everyone else was like, no, it's smashed to smithereens. I'm like, that's intact. I couldn't. So that's how I got to know Sean because the video that I showed with him and stuff like that, and he came out of that video explaining all the taillight business and stuff like that. That's what got me like, she shouldn't have been arrested.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure some people in chat will know Dave Cullenhane. So he's been on my channel. We've spoke about stuff. He is of the same opinion as me. That if you can't get past that taillight and you cannot prove that I've smashed, then she should never, ever have been arrested. And the reason I say that from my end is, if that's intact at 5:08 a.m., then how the fuck did that end up being smashed over by John at whatever time it was in the morning? It's impossible. You've got to be Houdini to do that. So that's reasonable doubt there before we even start. So
Right.
before I even looked at this case, I was like, well, there is no case, because who planted that then? It doesn't. No one can answer. No one can answer that question. How the hell did that daylight go from one piece with a small crack to being found next to John? It just doesn't make sense, you know. So that's where I was. So you touched upon the text messages and stuff like that. I've not gone into that as deep because I don't feel like I have to, because that was enough proof for me. But you said about the body and stuff. I honestly don't believe that. I don't know about the dog stuff, right? I don't know about the dogs. I'm not looked into it. But I do know that you cannot be stuck outside there from 1 a.m. in the morning until 6 a.m. And still be alive with blood coming out of you. You'd be dead well before that, in that kind of conditions and that kind of weather. And that's coming from doctors and everything that I've spoken to about it. They said there's no chance that you're going to survive that. So we had someone in chat, I think it's Josie, was asking about, what's your thought process then? You know, and we're speculating here. We none of us 100% know anything, but we're speculating. How do you think that he ended up on snow outside there? Have you got some kind of theory at all then, in your minds, about how it came about, as it did come about?
Go ahead, Paul.
Oh, thanks.
I know you wanted that one.
Yeah, you see that.
Looks like he's going to explode.
No, there's so many things that I mean, my theory comes from, and it'll lead into what we talk about later, is what Aiden has reported and what Aiden found out. You know, the bottom line is John O'Keefe went into the house. The Commonwealth is saying he didn't go in the house. He did go in the house. What happened in there? None of us know. None of us know. But and I'm going to bring it up. What happens is he's in the house. Whatever happens in there. So the people that don't know, it was snowing that night. Very little. So we had a plow driver. We'll call him Lucky because that's his name. And so he plows down the road. I think it was this is where I say I'm not an expert. It was either 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
It was between the 1:30, I think 12:30 and 2:30 times.
Yeah.
Time frame.
He plows it once and there was no body. He says he would have noticed there was a body if there was a body there. Right? Then an hour or so later, he goes to plow down there and he can't go down there because there's a Ford Edge parked where the body was. And if you don't know, most of the McAlberts all own Ford Edges for some strange reason. So how did the body end up out there? That's probably how. You said something earlier about if someone's been out there since 12:35 in the morning, because that's basically what they said happened, and they found them at 6. If you heard the 911 call or you heard Karen out in front of court a few months ago, she was trying to save his life, and she said she was covered in his blood. His blood would not still be, if he was out there since 1 o'clock, he might still be alive faintly, because he was supposedly still alive right when they got there, or there was some sort of sign of life, but the blood would not be wet. It just wouldn't be. It was, at this point, 20 degrees. I don't know what the degrees was. It wouldn't be there, that alone. But that's how my theory is how the body got there. What happened inside the house, we don't know.
Yeah.
But all the people in the house know.
But also keep in mind that when we heard that recording of the 911 call, that Jen made, she told them he was out there for about an hour.
Yeah.
So she already screwed up that at the 911 call. She said he was out there an hour.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense.
No.
I mean, logically, if you're a logical person, I'm a logical person. I look at this, and I've said this. If it goes to court, it goes to court, and I'll start off. She's innocent unless proven guilty. If you show me the evidence, and it's proven beyond reasonable doubt, happy days. I'm like, cool. Thank you very much. I'm a logical person. I need to see it. I just don't see what the hell how are they going to piece this together? How are they going to piece the taillight on the side, the piece, as you just mentioned about, he must have gone indoors because there's no way he could have survived all that outdoors. How are they going to piece about Jen? You just mentioned about the hoss, whatever she says. How are they going to tell this story? Because there's no logical way that you can say this story, in my opinion, that makes sense. It just doesn't make sense. And a question for you guys again, then, because this Proctor guy, he's evil. How the fuck is he the lead investigator? What the hell's going on? I'm just, my first question, to Sean offline was, why wasn't this just passed on to another agency? Why, if he knows people, and also even now, why is it not passed on to another agency? I said that was weeks ago, obviously, because essentially, everyone said, well, not everybody, but you can see the corruption.
Yeah.
I'm from Wales, and I'm like, well, this is corrupt.
Right.
Even hotel, this is corrupt. I mean, if you can't explain to me as a Welshman, a thick Welshman, a big Welshman, smart Welshman, how a taillight goes from one piece to how? How does it go from eight? And I know bang on about it, but it's the most important piece for me. I can't get past this. From point A to point B. How does it? Who does it? It has to be someone from the police. It has to be.
You have to throw all logic out the window in order to make this work, and it just doesn't.
It just doesn't. And that's before everything else. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Paul.
Oh, I was gonna say, or if you get a chance, if anyone hasn't, go to Microdot's YouTube channel and you watch.
Yeah.
You watch his one episode. Says I looked it up. I was Good Cop, Bad Cop. Okay. Yeah. It's about how Michael Proctor and Bukaki handled two different Karen Reed's investigation and another one a few months later. It wasn't by accident that Proctor was involved in the Karen Reed case. He was there to not investigate the case. That's why he was there. And that's my opinion. But if you see how well they do in this other case, they know what to do. They just didn't do it in the Karen Reed case. Mm-hmm. So that tells me it goes up higher than we even know. Mm-hmm. The corruption.
And they claim that they claim bringing Proctor in was another agency. He was a state police officer. He had no connection to the case, and that's why they're trying so hard. Aiden has all these pictures of him with all the, the nieces and nephews and all these little kids, and and they're still trying to say that he doesn't know them. It's right in front of your face. So every time we bring that up, they just keep saying, "Oh, well, we did push it to another agency. That's state police. Proctor is the investigator." It's like, what?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Aiden's the one that discovered all. Like we always say, we're going to talk about how Aiden involved in the case.
We're going to now.
Yeah, but he's the one that discovered all these common denominators with Proctor.
Yep.
Good, because let me just put this comment up, because this is a very good comment, I think, from Jody. In my opinion, I think they planned on blaming the plow driver. I've heard this before. Albert grew up in that house and knows where the plow was going to push the snow. The fire hydrant needs to be cleared. That's where J.O.'s body was. It's logical. That's something I can believe. I can't believe anything that you said, but I can believe that.
That's the latest thing people talking about. That he was the initial setup.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's not like I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what I mean. But things need to make sense. It has to be logical. This is logical. What's posted there? The whole taillight thing is not logical. No taillight fragments found at 6 a.m. Taillight is intact at 4:12. Large piece of taillight found at 5:30 p.m. That's not logical. And the scary thing is, though, guys, right? The scary thing is, and I've done this for a year now, you think the jury would see it. You'd be wrong. Because jury, a lot of them, they're idiots. They're idiots. They buy what they're sold. And I'm telling you now that, I say again, Zachary Anderson, Wisconsin, they lied so much, made all this testimony up about him that he got convicted. And there's no punishment to the prosecution. There's nothing. There's no prosecution. And he's not going to spend time in jail for it. And that's why I think it's dangerous. These guys can go up into court of law and lie. Alex Murdoch, I'm not sure if you saw that one, right? Alex Murdoch's a piece of shit, right? He stole money from people. I hate the guy. But he didn't get a fair trial, in my opinion. He had a lead detective who lied under oath in the grand jury, lied under oath. They hid evidence. They put evidence out there, didn't get the right results, so hid it. And it's like, those are people putting these cases together. So if they're able to do that in all these counties, you bet your bottom dollar they can do it in Boston. And I know people might be going, oh, conspiracy theories, but it's not. It happens. We see it every day we're doing these cases. We see it. Now, there's legit people out there. There 100% are legit people out there. Just don't go mix with people's lives. I hate that. Don't lie. I think that if you've lied as a prosecutor under oath or in any way, whatever that person got, whether it's life in prison without possibility of parole, you should then sit in that jail instead of them. If that's the case, if you get found that you've corrupted the trial. But that's a separate issue again on that. Let's get into Aidan. Now, I've spoken to you both about Aidan behind the scenes. So people are going to hate me for this. People are going to boo me. People are going to be like, what the switch off. Give me a minute. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off. People have to change their minds, and I'm an example of that. So, so these guys know what's coming, right? So I was told about Karen Reid's case, and I was told about this character called Turtleboy. Now, to his chat, I was like, to a member, they're like, who the fuck is Turtleboy? Who calls himself Turtleboy? Well, this is a joke. I thought anyway. Googled him and all that, and all this thing that came out about he arrested, him going to schools, banging, been doing all these nasty things, or whatever. I was like, this guy's a piece of shit. Now, in my opinion, he's done nothing criminally incorrect. He's done nothing wrong from a criminal level. I'll stand by that. I said that all along. I don't think he's done anything criminally wrong. However, what he did, I do not believe in any of it. I don't agree with any of it. I was like, no way. You should never have done any of that stuff. And I stood by that for weeks. My members like Erin and Josie, my mods and stuff were like, yeah, but you might not agree with him, but, he did good stuff with it. I was like, bollocks, what the? I even tweeted him saying, Aidan, I don't agree with what he did, mate. I think he's a piece of shit, whatever. I don't remember. I don't think I said piece of shit, but I said something. I think you're vulgar, whatever. I didn't agree with it. Then, again, I don't want to give him credit, but Cullen Hayne came on. Now, I didn't realise that there was no exposure with Karen Reid, and that Aidan came out and brought all this exposure. Having seen then the walls that he had to fight initially, and the hatred and everything he had, that was like a penny drop to me. Again, I'm not saying I agree with everything he did, but I understand now why he did it. And that's the point. I understand now why he did it. People on the other side that shout at Aidan and say he's a horrible person, he's doxing people, he's doing this. Well, I got doxed on the weekend, so you motherfucker can shut the fuck up, because you're just as bad. If you're going to say that he's a doxer, you were just as bad. So I just think that looking at another perspective of what I see is, well, what Dave was saying to me, without Aidan, this case wouldn't be where it is now. So you might not agree with him. Like, I don't agree with everything he did in the sense of how he did it, but like, people don't agree with me calling Grant's fucking towel a cum towel. I mean, that's fine. We're all different. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I can now respect, and people clip this. Well, you respect Aidan Keeney? Yeah, I do, because without people like Aidan Keeney, There is no movement like this movement. There is no Karen Reid that possibly, that this would probably be, the corruption would probably just put this under the carpet. She'd been in jail now probably, or been tried. She probably got in prison. There is no movement to support her because it's all corruption. Aidan going out there, whether you hate him or not, he's put this in the spotlight. If she gets found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, that's one thing. But there's so much corruption in this, in my opinion, in this case, that without an Aidan Kearney, I don't know where we would be. I know there's a lot of other people, not just Turtleboy. I know there's a lot more people than just Aidan. But in my opinion, he started this, and he deserves all credit for that. And I'm glad that other people like yourselves have joined that movement and pushed on with it. So I will publicly apologise. I've apologised to some of his members in the sense of the store saying I had the wrong side of him. Again, I don't 100% agree with everything, but I was completely incorrect. I fall on my sword for that. They've been great. They've been great to me. They've been very supportive. They've been like, oh, we totally get what he's saying. We understand. We were the same. So I'm glad that relationship's been brought up now. So all credit to him. So, but I want to be honest with you guys about that because I think it's a bit, me coming in and going, oh, Aidan, I get it. I get why people didn't like him at the start. But you got to think about what he did, why he did it. And some of my members have said about, we wish we had an Aidan Kearney for every single trial. We wish we had somebody like that. If we had an Aidan Kearney for every single trial out there, fighting for justice for those that need to have someone fighting for them, this world would be a better place. And I know I'm going to get hate for that, but fuck you all. I agree with that. There should be an Aidan Kearney with it. And I know people twist that now, but you get your family member or your friends in jail for something that potentially you have not done. You'd want to need Aidan Kearney as well. So that's where I am at. I've done a full 360. Again, I don't apologize privately. I apologize in person. I make comments publicly. I believe in them saying publicly, I was wrong. I'll put my hands up. I'm happy to put my hands up. I'm happy. I'm glad I'm part of this movement now. So that's sort of my interpretation. I mean, Dave Cullinane could have lied to me because he's a dummy anyway. But Dave is very close in Canton. He is very much like Turtleboy's a massive reason for this. So, but that's my experience of it. What was your experience of that before? Forget about him now, but what was your first impressions of him, and how did you get involved with him and this whole movement?
I think that Aidan started off when we got involved. Last April, in my opinion, he was a blogger. He was perceived as a blogger and not a professional, journalist. And what he brought to the table was so eye-opening for so many people. I mean, to look at him other than a journalist at this point is not doing him the credit he's due, because he's really, he's stepped up his game. Like him or hate him, like his approach or him as a person, it doesn't make a difference. If you're talking about this case alone, he has done incredible things, and he has brought so much to light that I don't think, like you say, everybody needs an Aidan at some point in these type of cases. And I think really that without him, we wouldn't be here. Karen would probably be in jail right now. Mm-hmm. Karen would already be locked up, and that'd be the end of it. And everybody else would be walking around free, like, not a care in the world. Not that they don't do that anyway.
Yeah, right. But that's the thing with Aidan. I've watched Aidan. He's been around for 10, 11 years. I've watched him sporadically throughout the years, and I have, he can be raunchy, he can be crass, but I think that's hilarious. There's a lot of things that he and I don't see eye to eye on. There's a lot of he's very passionate about a lot of different subjects, and so am I. But that doesn't mean I'm just gonna not follow Turtleboy. He's done so much. He's so smart, and he knows where to go. He has he has contacts. He has he's just like, he's a journalist. It's just that he's doing it in a different type of forum. But there are things that even the people in our group, that the followers, we don't agree with each other. People in life don't agree with each other, but you're not just gonna, family members, we can't just throw them out. And thank you for saying that. Thank you for apologizing. Because a lot of people wouldn't do that. They'd just jump on that bandwagon and continue to badmouth him and screw him. So thank you. That is huge. A lot of people do not, there's been a handful of people that kind of turned around and said, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I even thought that. I looked a little bit into it a little bit more, and I apologize. And it takes a good man to do that. So thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you for that. Our members know I die on the sword, so they know that I'm not. I always sit by the stand of I'm an honest person. I don't delete my tweets. I don't delete. Yeah, I've got crude tweets. I've got horrible tweets. I've got cringe tweets. I've got all these things. But it is what it is. It's me. So when people come at me with stuff, I'm like, you're lying. Because I've got all the proof. You know what I mean? So thank you for saying that. Anyway, sorry, Paul, I cut you off there. Sorry.
No, I was just I'm sort of hopping on what Tracy said. I've been following Turtleboy for years, and the one thing I realized, you either love Turtleboy or you hate Turtleboy.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is, he gets results.
Yep.
This isn't the first case he's got into. We had what's her name, Monica Gannon Smith, who was running the Black Lives Matter type of thing, and she was funneling money and taking money, and it took him years until the FBI got involved. Then there was the Mass State Police years ago with someone that was associated with a drug dealer, and she got a job, and it just snowballed. That's all the stuff. Now, I look at what Turtleboy does. To some of it, is it over the top a little bit? Maybe, but it seems more over the top nowadays than if he was doing it 25 years ago. In the new softer world, it looks worse. That's all it is. To me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, does he have character defects? Of course he does. We all do.
Yep.
We all do. Dana and Tracy are my friends. Dana, I know some of Dana's character defects. That doesn't mean I'm not going to like them.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you live with them or not?
Yeah.
You make that decision.
And the way he goes about going door to door and knocking on doors is the way they used to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He gave a perfect example. You'll hear everyone says, "Oh, you went to a kid's lacrosse game," right? He showed that video so many times. Not once did Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, or anyone ask him to leave. They didn't. She was laughing the whole time. So why wouldn't he stay?
And he wasn't in their faces. They were in his face. He was just politely asking questions, literally.
And if you view it from his perspective, looking down at the field and the other people that were at that game, nobody noticed. Nobody was paying any attention. There wasn't like a scene was being made. So they blow it out of proportion. Yeah. He's not wreaking havoc. He's asking questions.
He's not breaking the law. That's the most important thing. He's not breaking the law by doing that.
Exactly.
Any good journalist would be doing that in some ways. And that's where people say he's not a journalist. He's not there. But effectively, he says he's a journalist. He's doing all this, so he's a journalist. Do you know what I mean? So, and the side that I think that I've spoken to some people since all this started, and all the hate that I get, people have reached out and been really, really complimentary. Obviously, I go over the top a little bit. I get mad at times, especially when they dox my niece's house where they live. I didn't like that. I still don't like that, and I still don't like anything like that. Hey, we've got another guest.
He's part of our channel.
What? Am I going to get dog?
She just flies through the air and sorry.
No, that's right. That's fast. That is. Jesus, I don't even know where it's going. Oh no, I'm still going with this. Anyway, everyone can judge. Anyway, I've spoken to a lot of people that have supported me throughout all this the last week or so. Anyway, a lot of them say to me, "There's two people here. You got Aidan Kearney, and you got Turtleboy. Turtleboy is the sort of character in a way that he's built. Because in my head, right, you have to be able to separate stuff, because what he does takes balls to do some of those things. I don't think I could do it. I think I'd have to build a character as well, just to be like, no. And I think over the years he had that sort of character where he will right, I'm Turtleboy now, I'm going to be doing this. Now, I could be completely wrong, but that's how it's explained to me that he's a genuinely nice guy, genuinely down-to-earth guy, but when he puts that Turtleboy hat on, he's right, I'm going to go after this. I'm going to, when he's determined and stuff like that. I obviously don't know him, but that's how he's described to me, this two personalities. Same guy, just really, really down-to-earth, really hard goal guy, and then this go-getter, where he's just going to go out there and like a Rottweiler in a way. So I'm not sure if I'm describing him correctly or not, but that's how he's been described to me. What is that similar to what you experienced with him, or am I completely off with that?
Well, Aiden says about himself, he'll say, I'm confident. I have confidence. And that, he doesn't say that, sometimes he doesn't like confrontation. He doesn't fight with people that he approaches. He asks them questions, and he's, and he's funny. So it's an interaction. It's not an argument. And he's confident in what he does. He's confident in himself. So what he says, he's a very smart man. He was a teacher. He's a history teacher. He taught 10th graders. I mean, that's a lot. But yeah, he describes himself as confident, and I agree fully with that.
He knows the law too. He does.
Yeah.
He knows what he can and cannot do.
Yeah, exactly.
When he's doing an investigation,
knows
he knows exactly. I always think of that mainstream media, right? And this cancel culture we live in now.
Yeah.
They're separating themselves from him. I got a feeling in the back of their heads when they go home at night, they're cheering Turtleboy because he's sticking up for something that they should be doing, but they can't because they're on mainstream media. And if they did stuff like this, they'd be canceled.
Yeah, well, you just talked about coughing that for, she's Aiden, but she's not built a channel. It's like, well, are you trying to be Turtleboy? What are you trying to? What's her agenda? Do you know what I mean for that? I don't know. That's a totally separate thing. But maybe she wants to be a bit more like him. I don't know, but she certainly can't judge with all the misinformation she puts out there. At least you can't say that Turtleboy puts out misinformation. From what I gather, what I've seen, he brings the receipts. He speaks the truth. People don't like the truth, but it's the best way to be. People like stories being made up, and I don't know, but it's like, no, if you tell the truth, sometimes the truth's boring, but that's why you've always got receipts, basically. With Turtleboy, then, so tell me a little bit, because I don't know. How did he get involved with it? Because you say that he got involved in the sense of Karen Reed and all that. He started it and he produced a lot of evidence, blogs and stuff like that. But what was it? What? Like, I genuinely don't know. I've not read too much of his materials yet. I want to get this out the way to get to know him a bit better from your eyes, really. But does he know why he started this with Karen? What attracted him, and also what evidence has he pointed out as as lies and stuff like that? Is anything that stands out at all?
You want to go ahead, Paul?
I'll just, if you want me to. It was pretty. What got him involved in it was the same thing that got most of us involved in. So this happened in January of 2022, and it was on the news all here locally. And we all thought, what a shame. The way it was reported, a bad accident. And then the report came out about the how's long to dying cold. And Aiden saw that. And that's when he did his first blog about it. And he assumed, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't speak for him, but he says that he assumed after that came out, the next hearing, I think Dana might have already said this, or Tracy, that it was just going to be dismissed. And it didn't. And like you said, he sort of like a pit bull. So you got a little piece of meat there.
Yeah.
So that it snowballed from there, and he started digging up and he started asking questions. Instead of just believing what Channel 5 says on that's our local station, that this happened. He asked the questions, and the more questions he asked, the more inconsistencies he saw, and it snowballed. I don't even know what the number, what his last episode on that.
It's a lot.
It's like 200, I think, or 200 something. I forget. but it just snowballed from there. But that's how it started. That's how he says it started.
He also got a tip too, I think. Someone gave him a call and said, you got to check this out.
Yeah.
Because they had heard what, I forget the cop's name who originally went to.
It was a turtle rider.
It was yeah.
Turtle
So they
sent a message about how long to die in cold.
Yeah. So he did get a little tip. So yeah, got a tip.
Just cherry.
And yeah, and so he started that. So basically, is that when this whole thing with you guys started then with him, or was that a little bit later? So obviously he started doing a few of these blogs and stuff. Is that? Oh, sorry. Before I go into that, Suzanne, thank you so much, Suzanne. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Suzanne. That's very kind of you. I need to look now who got them. Heidi Costa, Brenda Henderson, Rob Geary, MB, and Ruth Hurtle. So thank you very much, Suzanne. That's very generous of you. Very sweet of you.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Cherry in the chat. Sorry about
I know
that.
Cherry's being Cherry in the comment.
So I saw Cherry. I don't know who Cherry. I don't know who she is. If you guys know who she is, but I saw she said something.
He's the Cherry is the Glarers admin and very, very close friend.
So he said something. He's like, what's he say? Where's it gone? Suzanne, I'm trying to behave because I'm new here. Erin Hart,
she doesn't behave.
Sherry, say whatever. This is, guys, I don't, as long as you're polite, say what the fuck you want. Like, swear.
Well, don't tell Terry that.
Honestly, I've not got any filters on. I got mods for a reason. The only thing I say is I keep away from politics and direct abuse of someone. That's all the rules I have. Everything else, free for all. Just have fun. Just have fun. Say what you want to say. I don't like people that think they can't say anything. So
that's awesome. We feel the same way. But sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt. She was just being distracting.
Someone said something in the chat. And it's really important. Like Turtleboy circles everybody around, and he always shows the court documents. And if you ask the 110 people that were at the protest today, I would say 95% of us read all these court documents.
Yeah.
You know, and that's because of Turtleboy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We read them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So that's right. So I'll be honest. I've glossed over everything. You know, in terms of documents and stuff like that. But we go back to the whole thing for me with the taillight. But that's another story. But that's why I want to deep dive. So Erin Hack again. Erin Hack she's on my back all the time about Turtleboy and this movement. So she's on my back about watching and reading. So reading his blogs and watching his streams previously. And I haven't done that. And I purposely haven't done it until today because I wanted to meet, this is why I reached out. I wanted to meet people that knew Turtleboy without me having any kind of preconceived ideas of him. You know, I did have preconceived ideas, but that's changed. So I want to know what's worth me doing. Is it reading his blogs? Is it watching it? Like, so there's people here that have never heard of Turtleboy, can't read and stuff like that. What's the best thing for them to do? Is it to reach out and read his blogs, or is there certain streams that you think that we should be looking at and stuff like that? What's the best course of action, do you think, in terms of getting to know the case?
I'd have to say, for one, I mean, there's 2 years worth of information out there, and everything's forever changing. I mean, every single day, it's something new. Something new is brought to light. But what did it for me? I mean, initially when we got involved, Tracy, brought it to my attention and said, "You got to check this case out." And I did the same thing. The logical thing. You look at everything, every bit of information. You're like, "This is ridiculous." But when the framed video came out, and that really was put together, I don't know when that actually came out, but when that video came out, somebody put it in the chat actually.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But when that video came out, it literally it's like a half-hour story in breaking down everything up until that point. Now I'd love to see a framed part 2 because there's been so much that's happened. So yeah, it's incredible. I mean, framed was pre-Canton 9. Just everything else that's happened. The First Amendment, all these different protests and standouts. I just think the frame video, if you haven't referenced that, for sure check that out.
Also, the blogs
Yeah,
and
it's-
they're really good because you really get a sense of, well, they're shorter than the live shows, and you'll really get a sense of of Aiden's writing style. He's a writer, so
Yeah.
he puts humor and intelligence and facts all together. It's a really great read. He's a good read. So that's what I would suggest. Because one week it would be different from the next week, and he'd be having 3 shows a week, and it'd be all different information. So yeah, I'd start with the quick framed video, and then I'd hop to the blogs for sure, the articles, what we're calling them now.
Is it my computer?
I'm not even.
Is there an echo, or is it just my computer?
I think it's just you.
Okay, sorry.
It's always you.
No, I can't. Yeah, I can't hear an echo, but
That's me.
yeah. Yeah, we can. I'm framed. Yeah. So my guys like to watch stuff together. We do something. I've not seen it, so thank you for that frame. That's good. I did watch. There's 2 videos I watched. The micro dots one, is it? So the Turtleboy. I don't really want to know if I should be naming the person I'm liaising with. I don't want to put them out there, but they were wonderful and linking me with some stuff to watch, and that was one of the videos. I thought that was fantastic. It was a video of outlining everything about this, being able to see the snow out there, that you should be able to see the bodies. It was just like, whoa, this is, and then another video around, it was so well put together about how the police force in Canton were always in front of the media. They were always like, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, but when it came to Karen Reid, there was nothing. There was no media exposure. And he was like, wow, I didn't realize any of this stuff. The way they did it was so impactful in my mind that it made you think, essentially, that there's no exposure whatsoever back it did originally happen. So just food for thought. So I generally do think there's a lot of good videos out there that I've seen. And there was a video I saw, it's like an intro it was. And I don't know where I saw it. I had it here. I was going to play it. It was like a 2-minute video. And it's all about Karen Reid and about everyone in t-shirts about Karen Reid's and stuff like that. It was a really good like intro video, but I don't remember where I've seen it now. So I buggered that one up. I tried to find it now, but I couldn't find it.
Was it a bunch of still pictures?
Yeah.
There's a few of them going around. Tracy has one.
I have several.
Turtleboy just put one out too. You might have just saw that one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that one. Maybe it was that one. To be fair, I don't know. I seen it yesterday. Oh, it's TV's intro. Fine, I saw it yesterday. I think it was, or maybe today. It was excellent. And the other one, I tell you, TV one, is a 5-minute long video. I had goosebumps watching it. It was oh bloody! I gotta find it. I know where it is. I know what I'm talking about. Hang on, Erin Hack. I told you this woman will not leave me alone. She's the one that sent it to me. This is the one. Let me just get it here. Erin, it's in Discord. Erin, cases. Crap. I should have set all this up shouldn't I, beforehand. Can't read. Is this
you have
the
a little
one?
breaking news when we get a chance.
Go on, break it.
Just especially the people out this way. Aiden's court hearing tomorrow is confirmed postponed.
Is it really?
It's confirmed. There is no new date yet. They're looking for the 26th, the same day as Karen Reid, so that could be interesting. But his court date is definitely 100% confirmed, postponed tomorrow.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you for that. So this is the intro one then.
It's go time.
Oh yeah, that's the intro to the show.
That is amazing.
That is.
Boys, go baby,
We're all over that. We're all over that video.
Boys, double fingers should be on the board.
I'm going to play you through because a lot of people will not have seen this. So a lot, especially people in Wales. So I'll play you through. It's all you.
Tick, tick, boom.
Cool.
So that's what Aiden plays before every live show, so he gets us fired up.
I was saying, that's the first time I heard it.
It's amazing.
Was today. I just thought I was just laughing through it all. So that just shows how impactful it all is, So
it really does.
Yeah, I think you should play it more often. Do you know what I mean? Just a reminder for people.
Yeah.
I don't know what else there's. Something's happening in chat. I don't know what's happening in chat. Mods are all over it. I don't know what it is, but as long as you're being respectful, guys, it's fine. It's fine. So we had that. Yeah, there's another video. I think they posted a couple of days ago. It was a 5-minute video, which I thought was very good. They were sent to me as well to look at. I thought that was very, very good as well. So we have all that. But I think you mentioned that behind closed doors with me about Aiden. He's obviously now in jail and stuff like that, but the movement's still going, and that was his aim. That even without him, it has to continue. So, that's where you guys come in. So, we touched upon spoke about him, but when did you actually come on board? Why did you come on board? And sort of when did you come on board? And how has that grown since then for you guys?
I'll go first.
Good.
Sure. Yeah, like Dana said earlier, I'm a true crime person. I've always been one. It's very intriguing to me. So every big case or even small cases, I know them all. We'll put on Dateline, and Dan will be like, "Did you see this one?" And
Yeah, we get.
Sorry, but so I heard of it just because I followed Turtleboy a little just through word of mouth. So if he had a big case going on, I'd watch. So I did hear through the grapevine about this one, so I hopped on. And then it's so local to us. I mean, Canton is basically I don't want to say right down the street, but it's local. It's close to us. It's in our neighborhood, and we had to when Aiden started talking about the rolling rally, where we were going to, take our cars and drive to each of these people's houses and, ask them questions. And, we had like 100 cars driving all around Canton. So, and it was when he mentioned that, we were like, we have to go. We have to be a part of this. We have to get loud. So that's what we did. And then from there on, we met Aiden that day. He was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed with the amount of people that showed up. So, let that be, an example of his character. He's very humble, but, so ever since then, we've joined everything that they've had. And obviously now we're, helping organize all these events, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Is it a core group of you then that maybe lead on this, or is it just the three of you, or is there more people?
Oh God, no! It's huge. I mean, we do a very small part. There's so many people that do fundraising. Our YouTube friends, they really dig down. Just especially that Aiden can't. They've been taking over and doing their shows more often and going over all the court documents and just kind of keeping us involved with the new things that are going on. You had Sean on the golf on. Sean's amazing. He was quiet for a long time, and he came back and he did everybody's show, and I'm so glad that he did yours. But no, yeah. We're a very small part. There are so many people that do so many huge things. So it's not just us three. In one page alone, like Dana said, we have 27,000 followers, but we all have jobs that we know we're good at. We all help each other out. I can't even tell you how many people reach out to us every single day. Mm-hmm. Just, if you need anything, you need someone to hold a sign, or, we all just help each other. We all help each other do what we're best at. So we can, all have the same outcome that we want. And like we mentioned earlier, we might not even, have anything in common with these people other than Karen Reed, and that's enough. That's enough. That's what brought us all together. We're like-minded, and we all know, what's right in front of us, and we know that Karen didn't do this. So we have a mission, and we're going to help each other do whatever we have to do in order to get it out there and complete it.
Mm-hmm. Again, no job is too small. Someone's
Exactly.
you're holding a sign, you're doing a job, and
Yep.
everything's relevant. So,
Yep.
we appreciate it all. Everybody appreciates everybody. Today at the courthouse, it was, I had the conversation several times with people. I wish I could do more. I'm like, you're here.
You're here. You're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
You're doing
amazing.
it. It's amazing. Yep. You're taking time off from work. You're taking time away from your family. And you're here for someone that 99% or more even of people we don't know who Karen is. We've never met Karen. We didn't know John O'Keefe. I mean, sure, some people may have, or maybe indirectly, but nobody really knows who they were. But the injustice is enough to get everybody involved.
It concerns all of us.
It does.
It could happen to any of us tomorrow. It's been going on for years, and fortunately, Karen has the means to, and her family have the means to actually try to defend herself. Actually, they don't. I mean, she's lost everything. Her family's lost their savings. She still hasn't got her car back. They keep taking her phones.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. She lost her job. She has no health insurance, and she has a lot of illnesses. So it's hard. And it could be any of us. That's my point. It could be any of us. I hope if something, knock on wood, ever happens to me, I hope people rally around that don't know me, just for justice, to just stand up against what's wrong.
That's why I got involved. I say it all the time. People don't realize, but right. I have 8 kids and 10 grandkids, and
It's been busy.
Well, your pecker's working, that's for sure.
It could be any of them. Karen, any of them could be Karen Reed some point.
Yep.
So it started in Canton, right? With a couple people. I don't know what you guys talked about earlier. A couple people standing on a lawn in front of their house, standing out. And Turtleboy came along, and then we came along. The Roccos came along. Erica from the Start Driving came along. Tom CPU came around. Brian LTL, Galera, Maz Media. I can go on, and everyone plays a role in it. Everybody plays a role in it. We're in it the justice for John and justice for Karen, but not in Aiden. What Aiden's doing right now, right? I don't think his goal isn't to get out of jail at this point anymore. His goal is to get out of jail. His goal is to free Karen Reed, justice for John, and change this witness intimidation law and stick up for the First Amendment rights. And we all need to be on top of that, because it could affect any single one of us over here in the United States. It really can.
Yeah, and I've seen it. I said Matthew Moore lost over $1 million. He's a free man, but he lost everything. So and Karen on the same route. So and that's why I was saying earlier on about it's not about getting justice in court. I don't think this should be going to court. That's the whole point. Our judicial system worldwide is not right. It's got faults in it. So to put someone's life in front of 12 jurors when you're just playing a game, in my opinion, a little bit, when you can't answer questions, that's not good. So that's why you guys highlighted these things. It is super important, and that's why Turtleboy is a part of the story. I don't care. I'm here for Karen Reed. Make no bones about it, I'm here for Karen Reed. But if you don't cover Turtleboy in it, then he's a big part of the story. Do you know what I mean? So I saw some people are saying about we're jumping on Turtleboy story and stuff like that. Trust me, we're not. We're just genuinely, when he comes out, big cheer. Once he's out, I hope he streams all the time. I don't want to stream. I don't need to stream. I'll just piggyback, as in, tell me what you want from me, and I'll stream it to the UK people. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here. I'm a small voice, but I'm happy to spread wherever you need me to. Do you know what I mean? Voice out there. But once he's out, fucking hell, I'll be encouraging everyone to follow him and get the voice from the man himself. So
I think that's important, Dylan. I think getting the word out and getting it across. There's a couple people that are associated with this movement now that are from outside of Massachusetts. The Glare is from Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's getting the word out down there. So for you to people to call you a grifter and this whole 9 yards. Listen, you're getting the word out, worldwide, literally worldwide. So, I mean, we want people to hear about this. People need to know about this. This is a small thing in perspective, but it's gigantic. It's so big, and it's going to be so impactful at some point down the line when the truth comes out and things change. It's whose face is going to be all over this. It's going to be Aiden. Aiden's going to be the guy that said, hey, this is wrong. Let's look at this. And I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. This is wrong, and let's call it what it is. So I thank you for doing what you do.
No, honestly, I play a little bit, but I try and play my little bit, but it's because of you guys coming on that I'm able to do this. Because at the end of the day, I'm not interested in just doing a stream for the sake of it. It's like I do know that people jump on stuff and say, "Oh, you're a grifter." I try and ignore that. It's just more of a you can't win with these people, so we just try and stream and get some messages out there. We got a question here from Erin Hacker, caught it. I see locals mention this in chats, but how truly divided is Canton now? Once more truths come out, will that make it better or worse?
Canton's hurting right now.
Yeah.
They're struggling to take their town back. There's a lot going on within the select board. There's an election coming up. So there's a lot of people. The select board runs the Canton Police Department. So that's a huge issue because there are members on the select board that are related, have family members in this case. So, you ask them questions and they just do yourself a favor and watch a Canton select board meeting. You can find them on Canton Community Television. It's disgusting. It's so incredibly, it's just so bad. So the people of Canton are trying very, very hard to take their town back. They did get, they did the special town meeting to vote to have the police, the Canton Police Department audited. And, that was a huge, huge win. And, now the Canton Police Department, they're trying to manipulate that win. They're trying to manipulate the money that was given to perform that audit. And they're trying to bring in people who are on the inside to put the audit agenda together. It's just the corruption is continuing. They don't want the citizens to take their town back, and they're doing everything in their power to make them stop. They send them threatening letters. These people have families, and now they have security cameras on their house because they're getting threatened. So, but they're not stopping. If anything, the people of Canton, they are so incredibly strong. They're not afraid. There are some that are afraid that can't speak for themselves. And, we're happy to do that for them. But, they live there. They have to live there. And they love their town. It's a beautiful town. And there's a lot of close relationships there. But, and these people, these bad people, or, whatever's going on here, they're a very small portion of what Canton is all about. Canton has amazing people in that town that have lived there for generations. So they're not going to sit back and let all this corruption happen. They're going to step up and try to change things. And they are. And it's amazing to watch.
I still can't believe I watch another town select board meeting every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and not even your town. It's just
yeah.
But yeah, definitely try to watch one of those, Dylan, because it's incredibly you'll never see anything like it.
I've heard them. Young Jerks, is it? I think he's posting stuff about it.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's faithful.
So, shout out to him because he's the reason that he was the one that I got the video from. Well, so I reached out to him about Sean's video about the taillight. So I thought I'd reach out to him, see if I can use his video just so I could do my video. And that's where it kicked off. That's when I then met Sean, and that's why I'm here sat with you three. Do you know what I mean? It's like a small world. Do you know what I mean?
So we actually, to answer a question, we don't really know if the truth is going to help or hurt. Short term, I think it'll hurt. because the people got their heels dug in, but the truth work in the end always prevails. So once the truth comes up, it's going to be a healing process, I would think.
Oh, yeah.
And some new people in place. I don't know if you mentioned it. Rita Lombardi is running for select board. She's been the one fighting them all the time. She's running for select board in April.
So who right, before I ask you who Rita is, because I've heard her name, shout out to Erin Hack giving 20 memberships out. So I've got to give her a shout out, Erin Hack. So we'll get to Rita. Hold that thought because I'll forget it. But shout out to everyone here. Jesus Christ, Erin. Thank you very much. Paul, Christopher, Melanie, Scott McGuinness. Scott Busy, this McGuinness, Nanny Do, Courtney Tweedy, me, Stan, Sri Maven, Colleen, Mrs. Kerry W, My Father's Keeper, KB, Wartown, Breezy, the Barber. These names, Jesus Christ. Angie McLaren, fucking hell. Claire McKenna, Spacey Stacy, someone I know. Brown Eyes Girl, what a name. EF44. Lee, rest in bitch face. I think that's it. But shout out to Spacey, I've spoken to on Twitter. Spacey Stacy, sorry. Shout out to you. Annie came to one of my. I'm trying to lose weight, so I do like a fitness thing because so many people are afraid to. If you're fat, they're like, oh my gosh, people fat shame me all the time online. So I just stream with my top off and my tits dangling on my running machine. I got loads of people coming to watch it.
Good for you.
That's what I'm going to do that next week.
You're going to do that next week? Good.
There we are. In terms of Rita, who's Rita? Tell me, I've heard her name, but I don't know who the hell she is.
Rita Lombardi is an amazing woman. I'll let Dana take it because Dana has known Rita for a long, long time.
I actually worked for Rita years ago. I was at a company with like a sister company, and they were closing down my branch. And she called me up, and long story short, hired me on. I worked for her for years, and then she left the company, and I hadn't seen her in forever. And then this movement started up, and we saw her on the select board meeting. Actually,
when you're like, is that Rita?
I'm like, I know her. So that was it. Next thing you know, we reached out to her, and just everything that she's done, and all these other people that are involved in Canton and trying to take their town back. Rita is a voice. I mean, you look at the chat, people are just chiming in. Rita is amazing.
Yeah.
Rita is the greatest. She really, truly is. I mean, she cares about her town. She cares about, her family. She cares about her country. She is a cherry. I want to be Rita when I grow up too. She's really an amazing person. What she's looking to accomplish and trying to get her foot in the door and get a seat on that select board. I mean, if anybody can make changes, Rita among the others who are trying to get these different seats, they're going to make things change. They're going to make things happen. I couldn't be. It's moments like that when you see these people step up and get involved that make you truly proud to be part of this movement because it's really inspiring. It truly is.
And there's people too trying to take them down in the process. They don't want these good, smart people to be running their town. So it's with resistance, and they are handling it so bravely. They're just incredibly. The whole town, that everyone that gets up every select board meeting to speak in public comment, they know they're not going to get their answers. They know they're going to be ignored. But they do it because they have a voice, and we're watching. We're hearing their words. Everyone's hearing what they're saying. It doesn't matter that it's falling on deaf ears of the select board, but we hear them, and that's all that matters.
The type of like an example of the type of person Rita is. Today we have 100 people in front of a courthouse, and you look around. All of a sudden, you see a group of people in a circle. You don't even have to know. We knew Rita was here.
And she's a riot. Yes. She goes, "Oh, let's get a selfie. Oh, can I get a picture of you?" She's the perfect person for this job.
Impactful, good. I'm trying to look at what this bloody picture is. I can't make it out. It seems rude, but it's like she's got two two hands on her ass or something. I had no idea what the fuck.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it looks like it's quite a sexual one, I'd say. Cherry.
That's Cherry.
We got. I appreciate your time. I'm not going to keep you much longer because I appreciate the fact that you give me so much time. But we've got a few questions I want to speak about. It's an arse flipping people off. There we are. We know what it is now. Arse flipping people off.
It's an ass.
Hello, Olivia.
There's someone else in the chat that is unbelievable. Is Olivia is in the
Olivia.
chat.
Where's Olivia?
Olivia Nile.
Olivia Nile.
She has
Olivia Nile.
She's Olivia on Twitter that comes with the facts.
Oh, yeah. I spoke to her yesterday. So I posted out about her saying how amazing she is and stuff like that. And then some people came in and started having a go at her. I was like, fuck off, you prick.
It's because she's right. It's because she's right.
Yeah.
She has the facts. They can't take it. Yeah.
She's amazing.
She's so amazing.
She knows she's got a free invite on this channel. I tried to reach out to her, DM'd her. I don't want to put her on the spot, but if you do want to come on, Olivia, you're more than welcome anytime. I'd love to have you on this channel. I'm not putting pressure on because not everybody likes to come on streams and stuff like that. But yeah, I love her work, and I'm going to go through her, not in a creepy way, but I'm going to go through her Twitter thing because there's so much information there. I've said to her privately, I said, do you know what? I've got a voice and I'm a dummy, so I need people like her to inform me and be right about stuff and to just simplify things for me. And she can do that. She's got a skill set that, what you said earlier on, everyone's got their skill sets, Tracy, you're great at one thing. I know Dana, he's probably security out the front door, no one's coming. Do you know what I mean? So everyone's got their little jobs there. Joking, by the way, before anyone starts with that. But she's great informing dummies like me about what I can speak about online. So I always appreciate that. You've always got a role for that. So shout out to you. There's a question that came up here. I wanted to ask it because I do think it's a good question. Well, another dog guy explained why they are in fact dog bites. John had 2 layers of fabric and Chloe was untrained. Non-accurate bite with John pulling away would cause those marks with no bottom, I presume teeth or something, what he's going to say there. That's an interesting take as well. I've not done any research on the dog, so I know you guys touched upon it. And now, obviously they said about the DNA stuff now is not whatever, but I'm not sure what people think about that. Is it even important, or is it, what do we still discuss it? I'm asking you guys a question. I don't want no idea. You probably know better than me.
Well, the dog is missing, so that's one thing that stands right out. Is like, okay, where the hell did the dog go?
Well, do you know? I know where the dog is. I know where the dog is.
Yeah.
Am I breaking news? Coffin Dapper told me. She tweeted it. She said she's in a safe house. Chloe is in that safe house somewhere. Yeah. So we know she's safe.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. But the dog's missing. The marks speak for themselves. You look at the photos, the injuries to John.
It does matter. It is important.
It is important.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Just that we're not going to get they're probably not going to get far in a court setting as far as evidence. But yeah, it's definitely important, and we're not going to stop talking about that, especially the fact that she's gone and they can't produce her.
Right.
Why get rid of a dog that did nothing wrong? Right after Aiden's first episode, right? So
Melanie Little had the dog expert on.
Yeah.
And if you have questions about that, you watch that. He nails it. He nails it completely.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, good. Olivia says that the best you back. Happy days. I'd say, Olivia, you're more than welcome to come on. I'd love to have you on this channel just to talk facts. Right, have we missed anything here? Because I want to make sure we covered everything. Because I do appreciate. At the minute, it's 2:30 in the morning here, nearly. But I'm loving it. I don't mind it. I'm loving it. So it's fine for me. But it's getting late for you guys as well. But I want to make sure you get out of this what you want to get out of this as well. Because we should be celebrating you guys. I'm not gonna just give it all to Aiden. Give Aiden all the flowers. If it's not for people like you that are still willing, not only just to be out there all day today and doing your bit, but also coming on this channel from a guy from Wales that you probably barely understand speaking and sharing that wisdom that you have as well. So don't underestimate you doing that as well. I really do appreciate that. But I want to make sure that we covered everything. If there's any questions, last minute questions, ask them. But are we missing anything here? Because all I know, the tail doesn't make sense. She should never be arrested. We've touched upon a few of the bits, touched upon Turtleboy, touched upon you guys and how you organise things. But is there any kind of message we need to get out there, or anything that you think that we haven't covered that actually we should cover? Anything?
Paul, you want to close it out?
I don't know. I'm going to just close out with 2 statements, and that's it.
Yeah.
We've already covered all. Karen Reed is factually innocent. And as much credit as Aiden gets, he's still not getting enough credit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, and I guess I'd like to just say is, something that not necessarily gets lost in all this, but a man died because of this. And John O'Keefe's name, in my opinion, isn't thrown around nearly enough as it should be. The anniversary of his passing, was the 29th of January, and we hosted an online virtual vigil for him, and we paid the best respects we possibly could to a man who died far too early, taken from this world far too early. So and again, always having people having thoughts about John, keeping him in your thoughts. Yeah, this movement's big, and it's gotten enormous to Karen Reed and the Canton Nine and the First Amendment and everything else that goes along with it. But bottom line is, a man died, and that should never be forgotten.
Yeah.
One other thing. One other quick thing. If everything goes according to plan, next Saturday, Turtleboy will be live for the first time in a while. And we want to get 10,000 people watching it. So I'm going to keep talking about that. If everything goes according to plan, he should be out on the 23rd at the latest. And that's going to be one Friday show.
There we are. Well, if he is, reach out to me. You Paul, we're corresponding anyway. I'll make sure we got people on our end that. Well, I mean, to be fair, before you probably know, Erin Hack probably knows. So she would tell me anyway. So somehow she knows everything. But no, definitely we definitely be there. We'd be shouting out. We'll be sending people that way as well. But I feel bad now. But Dana, I think you nailed it. Let's not forget about John O'Keefe. That what a message to finish off. And I've apologized. I didn't even think about that, and that's wrong. I mean,
no, not at all. Again, it just always needs to be mentioned. As far as everybody should be concerned that John's name is on the signs when we stand out in front of the courthouses and at the protests, and John's name should never be forgotten. So that's absolutely.
No.
And Karen Reed said that in one of her statements in front of the courthouse. Her family, her attorneys will not rest until there's justice for John.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So with that, everybody, chat, you've been awesome. I think chat's been fine. I don't think there's any problems in chat. I don't know what's going on, but I think chat you've been magnificent. I know we've met some potty mouths here, which is fantastic. We love it. That's what we want. That's what we're based on. But no, yeah, honestly, thank you to you as chat as well, because chat makes it as well. Without chat, the show can sometimes struggle, but they're great. Apologies if I missed any questions or anything like that. But hey, I'm a guy. Dean and Paul know exactly what I'm on about here. We can't multitask. So I know you can multitask 100%. So no, honestly, thank you to everybody on that side. Thank you to you guys. Please go and follow the channel as well. There's Resistance to Silence. Links in the description box. All the links to the Facebook groups and everything is in there. Go subscribe to them. They do great work. Hopefully we have you back on another time, guys, because as we go on with this, if there is going to be stuff that happens, if it does go to court, it does go to trial, then I'd love to hear more from you guys. If feel free anytime to reach out if you want to pop on, or if you need me to spread anything. Not spread anything, spread the word. I mean, it's that word as well. No, Patty as well. Thank you for becoming a member. But yeah, thank you everyone for that. And I'm going to get my free current read gear. They're sorting me out. I'm just waiting to get. I can't get the what do you call it? Oh, the number plate. A number plate free car. I can't get it in Wales, so they can't ship it to me in Wales. So really? I'm hoping to get a mug and a something else. I just want to put 2 things free Karen reads there instead of the flowers. You can imagine 98% of my viewers are women, so that's why I got flowers. Don't ask, honestly.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love your hutch too, by the way. It's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. Well, I mean, yeah, that one you mean, that one. Yeah. Oh, that one. They're both yeah. So yeah, the license plate, that's what it was, yeah. We can't get it in Wales, so but I will be getting the stuff. So thank you to the Turtleboy store as well for sorting me out, because they don't do international shipping. So thank you, for sorting me out. And yeah, so with that, let's end the stream. Thank you to you all as well. And with that, I'll put my outro on, and then we'll end the stream, guys. I need to get my outro going. And with that, peace out. And yeah, thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you.